Caesar.
Malawi, I'm boy.
Hello guys, welcome to the show. Today I just wanted to do something different. Apart from doing transfers, I don't like doing transfers, and for the people who keep waiting for me to do transfers, I don't do them because I remember when I used to watch people's videos on YouTube, people keep repeating the same stuff and nothing works. I don't know, some people are obsessed with such videos. More power to you, but I don't want to. Let's say, for instance, let me give an example. Right now, Man City are rumored to sign the defender. Not rumored, it's going like 80% to sign that defender from RB Leipzig, Josko or Vadio. Yeah, Josko Vadio. But the thing is, it's not done yet. So I don't like coming here telling people the same stuff I told them last week. Oh, it's close, it's close. It's just a waste of everybody's time. So I don't do transfers unless the transfer is either at 80%, like I did the Josko video. And now when he's signed, when Vado is signed from RB Leipzig, then I'll come with another video. I think that's just fair. So today, the title of the video is Why I Believe Rival Fans Are Delusional. Why I believe a lot of rival fans are delusional. We're also going to talk about big accounts, big idiots like Mark Gobridge, big idiots like Roy, but people keep listening to them. By the way, some people were busy writing me in my inbox. Oh, you're doing this video for the sake of attention. You're doing this video to get people's interest. Let me look at you in your face and tell you this. If I was doing this for the hustle, like some of you, I would be doing videos every day. I would be doing a video every day, and I'll be finding 10 minutes to do a video every day because I'm trying to push my channel. My channel is complicated. It stays, it starts, it stays, it starts because I have a job and I have good kids to look after. I don't have time to be doing videos every day. So if you thought, oh, he's doing this for the sake of attention, no. So I'm going to make, obviously, some of you are hurt because we're going to talk about your celebs from your clubs. Funny thing is, when your stupid YouTubers from Man United, Liverpool, your stupid YouTubers from Arsenal are talking rubbish about City, none of you say they're looking for attention. So, you know what? Hold that smoke. We really don't give it two shits, to be honest. So, anyway, welcome to Veta and welcome to Carl. How you guys doing, man? We haven't done a video for so long.
Yeah, man, I'm good, Carl. Gundalorian, hope you're doing well. 3 Pete Trouble winners, Patrick, true City fan. Good to see you, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. It's been a long time. Just watching a lot of rubbish being posted online. Then I was like, you know what? I don't want to be doing a lot of videos during this transfer window, but this is not a transfer video. So we're going to talk about some of these delusions we're seeing online. There's a lot of delusion, and it's always towards Man City.
Well, two things. Good evening, gentlemen. Patrick, I love the hair, man.
Thank you.
You look really good, brother. I mean, you look crisp, clean, nice. You look like you lost like 5 years. You look sharp.
I lost 5
You
years.
look amazing, man. You look
He
really
looks like a three-peat trouble winner.
exactly.
Repeat trouble.
You look
Nah,
amazing.
man. To be honest with you, everybody loves their hair.
Oh, I love it. I love it
Everybody loves their hair except the missus, which is funny, which is very funny to me.
because she knows you be getting eyes. That's why she knows she's gonna get eyes.
Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to suspect foul play because I went to the gym on Monday. Everybody at the gym was like, "Nice hair." Today again, another different class, nice hair. And my trainer was like, "Wow, it suits you now with your face at work. Oh, that's nice hair." Come to
Yeah,
the missus. No, I don't like it. So I
she
was like,
knows.
there's well, something is suspect.
She knows. She knows. She knows.
Something is suspect here. So you know what? There's something suspicious. So you know what? Let's move on. Anyway, so guys, this the as I said, the title of this video is why we think rival fans are delusional. We're gonna talk about things in sets. Let's start off with let's start off with something light. I'll start off with Man United. You can see at the bottom, guys. I'll be putting the titles at the bottom. I'll start off with Veta because Veta, I've been watching your shows, but I know you've got some smoke. Let's start off with United fans. Let's start off with people like Mark Gobridge. Let's start off with these United fans who are in the media. So, I don't know if you heard for the past months, Veta, United fans have been waiting for Qatar to buy them. Can you believe Qatar? And they're very excited. Do you remember the days when United fans like Mark Gobridge and all the United big channels, I want to mention some of their names, used to say being owned by a country is cheating? So can I ask you, Veta,
Yeah.
why did Mark Gobridge and other people are now changing back and making speeches? Like I saw a video of Mark saying, "Oh, uh, being owned by a country is the new norm. So if you can beat them, let's join them." And prove that for you to win, you need to be owned by a country. Where are those fans who used to say cheating, oil is cheating, owned by a country has to be banned? Why are United fans twerking every day?
This
Then we want that oil money.
this is what's crazy. This is what's crazy. And I'm going to be the first to admit I don't consume his content. Like if it gets to me, it's because something's been retweeted. It's
Oh,
because
I also don't consume. I just found the video yesterday. I just saw the video around. I think it was around 10 when I was at work. I just saw a clip. Somebody said, "Look at this guy being a
exactly.
hypocrite and flipping." Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So when things get kind of like clipped up or shared, that's the only
No, no,
way
no,
I
no,
kind
no. Whoa, Veda, sorry. It's you who made a comment about it, I think on the top. Then I watched it. I think you made a comment of this video. I don't know if it was you. It was one of you guys who I know made a comment, and I watched the little 2 minute
yeah,
clip
watch
of
it,
him. Yeah.
exactly. So when something like that ends up on my timeline, and I'm like, this is the same content creator that for years said that what City's doing is the wrong way to do it. I would never want to do that or have that for my club. Blah blah blah. And now with the possibility of these Qatar owners, he's flipped the script. He's jumped over to the other side, and he's now claiming all of the good things that can happen with their ownership. So he's a hypocrite. It's plain and simple. And again, those that make up his fan base or make up his army, because again, he does very well in in his YouTube channel, in the content. The fact that he's also a consistent contributor on Talk Sports speaks volumes. They want this type of back and forth, change your mind, flip flop, coin flip type personality, and he's doing this for United, and he's shameful for it. He's absolutely shameful for it. I think the more I see of him, I just realize he's doing whatever he can to appease to his fan base. I find it hard to believe that he believes everything that he says, because he changes his mind like the weather. He changes his mind like the weather. So I saw what he had to say. I see the BS from it. And if he believes that the only reason why United have not been competitive is because they haven't had state ownership or oil money, he's a joke. That's not the reason why they've been so poor.
Yeah, I think. Look. Rival fans, I'm going to be telling you, and you know why? I understand why me, Veta, Cow, Adam, we cannot be popular. We're not invited to these get-togethers people have. I get it. I understand, because Nobody loves anybody who tells them the truth. You know, you never love that because I'm being honest. I am humble sometimes just because the kids are around. So you don't want your kids to hear certain things. But the sole purpose of my channel, even Carl knows from the beginning, I want people because I want to expose certain people because the city channels, most of them are humble and I respect them. There's a lot of humbleness. And in the city fan base, obviously now I've
Facts.
seen, you know what I'm appreciating? City fans are fighting back these days, but we're very humble, so we don't hit back. But that's what the other channels take advantage of, the YouTube channels. They're like, nobody speaks, nobody says anything. So you know what? I come in and speak. I don't care. Like there was a time when we spoke, Carl, Veta, you're not there that time. When we started, before we met you, Veta, me and Carl spoke facts and we saw our numbers go down and up. Remember, Carl, the numbers went poof and then came back up. It's because people were not happy with what we said. I'm going to also talk about the frauds from Liverpool. Not all of them, because there's some Liverpool fans that are great. There's certain frauds from Liverpool, Carl, who, when Qatar also wanted Liverpool, do you remember, Veta? Qatar wanted Liverpool. Some people were twerking so much at the point where they were putting flags, Qatar flags. Now, me and Carl already said this during the World Cup. People were talking shit about Qatar. Remember? Oh, Qatar, human rights. How dare you put the World Cup in Qatar? And I saw some people getting offended. I remember some girl got offended with me because I wrote a message. I remember I wasn't watching the World Cup. I told Carl I was working. I think I also told you I was working.
Yeah.
But I just wrote a message. I was like, I see a lot of people talking about Qatar and human rights. Have you guys ever sat and flipped the switch and thought that maybe in that country those are the rules, and maybe because of the religious beliefs they have, that's what they believe in? So we cannot take what we believe in our country and go force it upon Qatar. Same thing when I come to Ireland, I have to respect certain things that are not from my country. Even the same thing in my country. There's certain things in my country I can't do in Ireland, or I cannot do in my country, but in Ireland I can do. So
Exactly.
looking at Liverpool fans who used to call themselves sent, or our owners are clean, they were twerking for Qatar. They were also saying, "Oh my God, Qatar!" But these are the same Liverpool fans who said, "Oh, Klopp doesn't have oil money. Oil money is cheating." This exposes a lot of people. A lot of fans, you're getting exposed simply, especially United fans. You are getting exposed because you were the same ones in the forefront saying Pep is a cheater because he's got a country behind him. Now some of you are crying as if Qatar made a promise to you, as if Qatar wrote personal letters to you and said, the Prince of Qatar said, I'm going to look after you. So anyway,
I mean,
before we move on to something, Carl, why are people hypocritical like this? Why don't you just sit down sometimes and say, I'm a football fan, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an accountant. Whatever happens, who owns my country, my club, it doesn't matter. I'm here for football.
well, because first of all, the premise that they make towards all these crazy allegations are false, and it's a lack of education. Let me explain. Sheikh Mansour does not put money into City. Okay? Doesn't write a check, gives to Pep and Cheeky and say, here's 100 million, go spend on Jack Grealish. Or here's 50 million, go spend on Ruben Diaz. That doesn't happen. Let's be clear. Okay? It can't happen based on the new FFP rules. It doesn't happen that way. Okay? What happens is that you win on the field, you win trophies. Based on what you win, you generate revenue. Your commercial team goes out to market. That's why you're seeing things like Asahi, non-alcoholic beverage, being the shirt sponsor. You get things like Nissan and Xylem and all Cadbury, right? And all those guys are commercial guys who bring in revenue because you are winning. When you don't win, nobody wants to buy your shit. When you win, people want to associate with you because you are winning. Oh, and by the way,
can I say something, Carl, before you move on? This reminds me, I went to a sports. Was that live sports?
Yeah.
Joanne, what was that? Live sports? Like that place I was looking at the jerseys. The United jerseys are no longer in the forefront. The United jerseys used to be in the forefront. The United jerseys were not in the forefront. It was actually other jerseys from other teams. Nobody wants to buy it. And some of United jerseys were on sale from last season. Like they were already on sale.
But Patrick, let me just finish real quick. Give me 1 minute, right? So when you win on the field, right? These are some of the sponsors that come to back you and spend money on you, right? OKK, right? Nexen Tire, Nissan, Medea, EA Sports, Cisco Systems, right? Asahi, Wix, QNet, Degree Aftershave or Socials, Axie, Xylem, Sony, Gatorade, Mazda, Univision, D Squared, Fold, Acronyms, Qualetrix, Theragun, Recast, WeWork, right? These are just some examples of the kinds of sponsors you get.
Man went Eminem there, isn't it? You went like Eminem.
Because you win. Now, when you don't win, you don't get jack. When you're losing titles and you're bottling titles, and you can't get over the line, even though you have 8 points ahead and you lose, you don't get nothing, nada, because nobody wants to back a loser. That's the way of the world. So now you want Qatar to come and buy your club. Qatar to do what exactly? Go ask Newcastle whether the Saudi guys can invest 500 million into their club. They can't. Because the rule says you have to make sure that whatever you spend, whatever you generate is what you spend. Newcastle have now made the Champions League. Now they have more revenue, which means now they can spend and buy that guy from AC Milan.
I'm hurt by that. Remember, we were linked with him seasons ago, and a lot of people were linked, but they didn't want to go for Italy.
If Newcastle didn't make Champions League, they do not buy Sandro Tonali. I guarantee you, they don't do it. Because MBS cannot spend that kind of money on Newcastle without the revenue coming in. It doesn't work that way. So this noise from rivals, give it a break, man. Go win. At least I have respect for Liverpool because at least Liverpool wins stuff, right? For the most part. Last year, they didn't win anything. Year before, they won 2 titles.
I think they'll be back. They'll be back.
Right? I get it, right? They won the Champions League. They chased us to the title 3 times. They lost twice and won 1. I get it. I respect that, right? But for Arsenal fans, to open your mouth and talk about...
Oh, don't worry. We'll cook those. Carl, keep the sauce for those. We'll cook those.
For United fans.
Slow cook.
Well, they have a serious problem because...
Jealousy.
You don't have an owner that invests. Let's even say Sheikh Mansour spends money on the club. Yeah? Your owners take money out of your club.
Tell them.
Take money out. Every year, dividends go out. The United have a debt of $700 million. Huh? And then you abuse the club down the street because you cannot play football on the field. You go and buy Mason Mount.
Give him the jersey number 7.
And give him the jersey number 7. Are you serious?
It is a good commercial. It is a good commercial signing. I do think it's a good commercial signing. He's gonna sell a lot of jerseys.
I don't know where to even start with this. I mean, I just don't know where to start. Football has gone crazy. I'm seeing some crazy things. I saw this guy yesterday on Twitter saying that a United fan, that Mason Mount was the best player in Chelsea in the past 10 years.
That's rubbish.
What are you smoking? And then somebody in our fan base is defending this guy because he wants to get clicks. N'Golo Kante, who I respect, has been what? What club has he paid at? Leicester for the past 10 years?
Yeah, you can't ignore him.
I mean, come on. What are we talking about here? Where's the football brain? Where's the intellectual adult conversation that we can have about this game that we love?
It's idiotism. That's the issue. So now, guys, before we go to Arteta, is generational. That's what I've been hearing. Let me go to the few comments. Big up, Pat. Does this delusional include you towards other clubs? Yeah. Sophie with the eyes. Obviously, she knows we're here to cook our club. I'm here, but I'm driving. Good evening, family. How you doing? Nice hair, Patrick. Thank you very much, Vita. Some people in the house don't think so. But anyway, we move. Vamos, Hamano. Facts. Keep cooking them. Hamano, how you doing, man? Guys, Vita and Carl, we'll get this guy on the channel, man. I love this guy. He's a Barcelona fan. Carl, this guy speaks facts. Your hair, vamos, Ronaldinho. Thank you very much. Okay, Man United and Liverpool fans called out City for years and just recently started calling out Newcastle about the ownership, and now they want the same type of owners. It's ridiculous. The doctor says it is a gift. He is a Forest fan. Just tells his audience what they want to hear. He's smart. As Veta says, he caters for people who he knows will listen to his delusion. Because the funny thing is, like Roy from Chelsea and Gobridge, I respect that hustle. But what I've noticed is same thing as that kid Ice Speed. What I've noticed is the generation these days appreciates somebody acting like an idiot. They appreciate that. They want delusion. And you know what makes me laugh? When these people go beyond being an idiot, Cow and Veta, like they go beyond where you're like, oh my God, now they've screwed up. They're able to come back and flip-flop and still be forgiven, as long as you're an extreme idiot. Let me say this. Some people might not like it. Do you remember that Trey guy? as much as entertaining he is, let's be honest, Trey is delusional. Trey United is very delusional. We all follow him, but it's for his delusion. We laugh at his delusion, and he has a bit of a curse where he curses people. That's what we love about him. But don't ever tell me that Trey's born knowledge is stop. No, no, it's not. It is not. Patrick Dorona Jr. from YouTube. Thank you very much, man. Rival fans, rival fans want Qatar now because it's the only way to compete against Man City and Newcastle. Newcastle did not spend a lot. Let me start this. People keep saying Newcastle are being backed by Saudi, but Newcastle bought players less than others. Go ahead, Carl. Speak.
Let me just, guys. I want you guys to use your Barry, your brain. Okay. Sheikh Mansour and the Newcastle owners don't spend money on players. It's not how it works. That's not how it works, guys. They don't just say, here's 500 million to spend. They don't do it. You spend what you make. So if you win titles, you get money from the Premier League. And then you have these commercial deals that you use to raise money. When you sell players from your academy, you make money. And then you spend that money on your players. And then you win again and you make more money and you qualify for the UCL. Look, when you qualify for the UCL, because you're in that group stage, you make at least £120 million because of the money that UEFA gives you. When you get to the quarterfinals, the round of 16, City this year in prize money alone are going to make £300 million just in prize money alone. We haven't even factored in sales from the academy yet or commercial money from like all the sponsors I mentioned earlier on. We add those to it, we're talking about 500, 600, £700 million in revenue. So they don't put money in like, so here's 500 grants, but it doesn't work that way, guys.
Yeah, let me also add to this because this is where it's getting really, really frustrating. And I let rivals say it because it shows me their intelligence. But to check them really quickly, all right? Since Arteta's been manager, before City even won the first of the three-peat, all right? So since Arteta to this day, we have not been the biggest spenders. It has been Chelsea, it has been United, it has been Tottenham, it has been Arsenal. All those clubs have spent more than us since we went on our three-peat. So it's not a matter of you have to outspend City. That's not what the case is. That's not why City is dominating. All right? It's the fact that we have this manager. It's the fact that we have these members on our board that are doing the scouting, and it is the fact that we've chosen to select certain players and not others to be a member of this club to pursue the goals that we have. It's dumb, it's lazy, and it's idiotic to say it's because we have Sheikh Mansour or we have this state-owned club. It has nothing to do with that.
If rivals really want their team to perform, right, here's what you need to do. You really need to ask your management and your manager and raise the bar of expectation. For example, how do you bottle a game to Southampton at home 3-0 when you're going for the title? How do you lose 3-0 to Brighton at home when you're going for the title? How? How do you go 2-up an Anfield and get a point from the game 2-2? How? How do you lose 8 on an aggregate to your rival? They're going for the league. It shouldn't be happening.
Those questions are too hard. They're too truthful.
At the other club, point to your manager. Ask him the tough questions. Why?
Ask him. Generational.
Why?
Apparently, he's a generational manager.
Why? Why are you losing in a title race where you're 8 points ahead? I don't care if City have 10 King Kongs and Messi. I don't care. You're 8 points ahead of these guys. You're in one competition, not 3 competitions, and you bottle the league to this guy.
That was poor.
Think about that question. These same team went on a run to win all those games. They beat you 8-2 on aggregate. Won the FA Cup, won the Champions League, beat you in the league by 5 points, could have been 10 points, and yet you're still saying, it's them. They have more money. That's a weak mentality.
It is poor.
It's a weak mentality. And then you have Jesus coming out today saying he called his mom crying.
Easy. Slow cook, Carl. Slow cook.
I know, Carl, you're cooking too much. The barbecue. Start with the burgers.
So, guys out there, please, I know you're rival fans, but seriously, ask yourself these questions. Hold your manager accountable. Man United didn't win an away game to a rival.
Wow.
all season. 7-0 at where? At Anfield. 6-3 at United, Kenny. The only point you got was at Stamford Bridge under a poor Chelsea, under Graham Bloody Potter. That's all you got, luckily in the end. Seriously, ask yourself the question. Because if you don't ask yourself the questions, next season, you're going to be beaten again to the title. And again in 25. And then in 26. And it's too late. Let's talk football, guys. If I'm a rival fan, I'm not pointing at Liverpool or at Chelsea or at Arsenal. I'm pointing to my manager. I said, what are you doing?
They're never going to do that, Carl.
How do you bottle a league with 8 points ahead? How do you lose 3-0?
Those are tough questions. They don't want to answer those. It's easy to say. It's easy to say we don't have the money.
How, Patrick, do you get out of the Europa League against what club was it?
Sporting. Did you see that goal? Did you see that goal?
City went to Sporting last year in the Champions League, right? And bashed them 5-0 in the first half. And that's the same team that you bottled it in the Europa League. In a comment, open your mouth. Hold your manager accountable. Saliba was injured. Saliba was there when we bashed you 3-1. And we're not even playing well that time. What are we talking about here, guys? Hold your manager accountable. Because if you think you're a big club, hold your manager accountable. Madrid, do it. You Barcelona, with all their nonsense, do it. Hold your manager accountable. What are we talking about here?
Okay, Carl, we're gonna give you a break to read the comments. Carl has come. You know what? Carl is one of those people. He comes to the barbecue with a belt that has got all the sauces. You know that.
I watch too much football. I coach football. I watch football. When I'm coaching the game and if I'm losing, I'm thinking about the smoke I'm going to get from my team and my parents. I'm thinking about that. I'm not pointing a finger. Oh, JT had more money or he had better players. No. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? Hold me accountable. This is football, guys. City's squad depth is small compared to most other clubs. How many players did we rotate? How many was 51 million pounds?
Not a lot.
De Bruyne was on a hamstring injury since the Bayern game. Diaz was out injured for a while. We lost Zinchenko. We had no fullbacks. We played freaking Akanji as a left-sided, right-sided fullback. Ake, who was relegated, is now champion of Europe. What are we talking about here? Guys, come on, be ashamed. Have some shame. Ask your manager, hold him accountable for his stupidity and pride. At least Klopp owned up and said, yeah, not a good season. We need to fix things. But Arteta, Erik ten Hag, not one win against your rivals. Yeah, open your mouth. Yeah. Qatar, yeah. Erik ten Hag, best in the world. Casemiro that had 3 red cards in 5 games. What are we talking about here? Fernandez is what are you talking about? Marcus Rashford can't stay fit. Where's your number 9? You have freaking Weghorst. Weghorst as your number 9. A guy on loan from Burnley. Patrick, no, football don't football don't finish. Weghorst plays for Man United as a number 9 striker. Number 9.
Shit.
Ericsson, God bless you. Thank God you recovered. That's your midfielder who's supposed to win the competition.
Somebody said Ericsson is Mason Mount is better than Ericsson. That's what I was taught today.
Mason Mount wears your number 7 shirt. Are you serious? Are we having a conversation here? Mason Mount, the guy that Frank Lampard found from Derby, who made it to Chelsea by, thank God, made it as your number 7 shirt. Man United. The Manchester United. Mason Mount can't even enter our bench.
He can't even work in the kitchen. Anyway, so Carl, do you want to read these comments because you're very fast?
Okay. It says Jerry says rival fans really don't understand the amount of planning, not just investment that is needed to develop. Correct. There's a lot of planning. Big up Patrick and the gang. Glad to have you, Ravi. Wantali 115. Yep, 160. It's going to be 116. Wantali, bring it on. Sharky says, Patrick, when we win, they don't praise our players and say it's money. But when we lose, they laugh and tell us the money doesn't matter. These people should put energy into their own clubs instead. Absolutely. Ferreras, keep cooking them, Vamos. Yes, Vamos. Well done, my brother. This is good and funny, famous hermano. Wantali, you for if you're cooking books. The fun thing about that Wantali is the fact that is Wantali, what is he? He's a Palace fan. Is he a Palace
No,
fan?
he's my friend. He's a United fan.
Oh, my friend Wantali. Yeah,
Yeah, he comes to throw all the
yeah,
time.
he knows the truth, man. Patrick, a simple answer. LSC. Robbie says, I feel some of the people are hypocrites because they are the same slate in Qatar, but still wear sweatshops out here. Yeah, this is another issue, right? People talk about Qatar. Why not respect their religion? They don't want alcohol. Don't play. Don't drink alcohol. You don't like it? Stay at home, right? Sharky says, also, I didn't know that enough to exactly innocent to proven guilty. Victor, you guys have cheated your way to success on this. See, this is the beauty of it, Victor, right? This whole cheating stuff, unfortunately for you, it is what it is. You can't beat them on the field, so you create all these stories. You just keep losing. Let me guess, as an Arsenal fan, if I was a better episode, it's easier to talk about money than to hold it. Yeah, hold your manager accountable. That's all you have to do. Hold them accountable. If Spurs, Patrick, excuse me 1 minute. If City cannot score a goal at Spurs' new stadium in 3 years under Guardiola, not Mancini or Pellegrini, why can't Arsenal beat City in 20 tries against Guardiola?
Poor.
Why? If the Spurs man, what's that guy's name? Nuno. Nuno. If Nuno, not even Nuno self, leave Nuno. The guy who took over from the Conte, what's his name? Can beat Guardiola. Why can't Arteta? Why?
I'm telling you, I told Arsenal fans, this whole thing of calling Arteta generational, you're gonna have to stop. Xavi is a student of Pep and is doing better than Arteta. You guys, please stop with this. Arteta is generational. We can't continue like this because what's happening is, go ahead, Shaky, go ahead.
Yeah. Listen, I gotta speak on my goat, Mikel Arteta. I gotta speak on my goat. So let me get this straight. So picking cones for Pep Guardiola makes you generational.
Yeah, apparently it does. Yeah,
but this is the thing about these fans, because like, when do we get onto Gabriel Jesus? Because I want to talk about this one. Like, I woke up today, feeling fresh, excited. I look at the quotes and I'm thinking to myself, you know what, bro? Did you watch, guys? We all saw the 1920 season, the season where De Bruyne should have broken the assist record. This man has war crimes on his hands for missing all those chances he was given. Every week, De Bruyne would give him amazing passes. And what would he do? He would throw it out for a corner. He would put out for a goal kick. He would do this and that. Bro, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, guys, we need to remember. Bernardo Silva and Mahrez are the best examples to disprove all of this nonsense. Mahrez and Bernardo get benched week in, week out. None of them complain. When they go on the pitch, they do their business and they perform well. And that's why people respect them. Bernardo Silva has more, what's the word for it? More reasons to complain and say, yo, Pep, why are you not playing me? But guys, you need to understand, Pep is thinking 10 steps ahead of everyone, even the players themselves. So if Pep says, yo, De Bruyne, you're not playing this game, okay, cool, I trust him, because results have shown that he's won trophies. Like, these people, it's like telling the chef how to make you the food. Like, do you know how dumb this is, Patrick?
It is. Look. At the end of the day, like, look. Do you want to read this for us?
Yeah, I will. Gabriel Jesus on choosing to leave Manchester City via the Delusion Show podcast. There was a Champions League game, PSG at home, in which he put Zinchenko as a false nine. Crazy thing. The day before, he didn't even use him in training. He had put me in as a striker. Zinchenko.
Wait, can you hold on? Can you hold on? This is gas. Cow. Pep is a troll. So he didn't even use Zinchenko in training, and he still put him on. Okay, keep going. This is bad.
Listen, he joked with me. That day, I felt bad for you. 2 hours before the game, there was a team told. The team eats, rests for 30 minutes, and goes to the game. I didn't even eat. I went straight to the room, crying. I called my mother to talk. I want to leave. I'm going home because he put Zinchenko on. And he didn't put me on. He put a left back there. I went crazy. Patrick, he doesn't... Guys. Okay, this is the thing I don't get. I don't get this. So, because of by the way, this was a group stage game. Please correct me. This was a group stage
It was,
game, right?
it was. I think
Yeah,
that's when we saw Zinchenko's first nine, and we won the game
guys,
comfortably.
guys it was. We're not talking about a semi-final or a quarter-final or a round of 16. It's a group stage game in which we were already going to qualify in second if we lost the match. It's so. This is what I mean. This is what I mean, Patrick, about these players. Pep makes these players look good because we've seen them when they leave Man City. Look at Eric Garcia. Look at Ferran Torres. Look at Zinchenko. Look at Jesus right now. Look at Raheem Sterling. Look at Cancelo. Guys, these 6 players that we rated at City, when they go outside, look what they're doing. They're doing nothing. They're doing nothing. They're terrible players. And then they want to go around saying, oh, Pep Guardiola dropped me against Middlesbrough. Yeah, you probably deserved it. It is what it is. Guys, this guy completed football before he joined Man City. Like, I'm sorry, guys. When Pep joined City, that's when we became a big club. Before that, we were on the verge of getting there, but Pep made us a big club. And then these guys talk about, I know more than Pep and everything. Dude, just relax, chill, like go do the team huddle thing that you do with Zinchenko. Keep doing that. Patrick, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. All of this soft attitude that these players have, they don't understand that this is a results-based game. This is not sentimentality.
Exactly.
This is about winning games. Against PSG, I don't care if Edison starts ahead of Haaland as a striker. I want to see wins. I want W's. Victor, tell me when I'm telling lies.
Nah, I hear you. I hear your point. No, again, with what Pep chooses to do, these players have to know that it's based off of a plan. It's not because he's got hurt feelings on said player why he's not starting him. It's not because something told them or he's reading tea leaves and he's changing things up. No, there's something tactical that he perceives the opponent's not being ready for, and he's going to make the choice to do it because it's a long season. And this, and I tweeted about this a little earlier, even going back a couple, I guess a week now, when the whole rumor mill was happening with regards to Rice. Like, there's no other club, no other manager that's going to demand your best every single day.
Vader, Hamza.
Oh, hold up, Bakaka. Let me just say this. Guys, those who are watching on Twitter, I'm switching off Twitter. If you want to find us at YouTube. Goodbye.
And Hamza, Vader, there's something that's missing here that we need to be aware of. And this kind of hit me probably last season, which is why in August I said we're going to win it. We're going to have a special season. The reason why this club is winning so much, not just on the field or off the field, is because of this manager. You need to understand that this guy is not your normal manager. This guy is probably the GOAT. Now imagine, fast forward 20, 30 years time when you're old and gray with your walking stick, right? I guarantee you this conversation will ring your mind. This man is the GOAT of football. Imagine the Messi of football. He is the Messi of football.
Yeah.
So and I said on my tweets, I don't care if City have 11 cockroaches on the field, we still win the league. Because I've got to the point unless there's a catastrophe, like injuries, terrible injuries, something happens, this guy's winning it, man. It's 100%. You can bring 11 robots on the field. This guy gets up to win the league.
Yeah, he's also psychotic.
The man is a genius, and he has around him his friends. I mean, we're not talking about friends as in, the guy I met on Twitter and is my buddy. These guys played together at Barcelona. They suffered. Not 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago. They played. They have a restaurant together. Their wives know each other. They're like brothers. It's like the five musketeers. It's winning 5 Premier League titles in 6 is not normal in this age. To win a treble in this day and age, Madrid have not done a treble.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And Gundo,
we sometimes don't understand the gravity of what we're watching and seeing. Sometimes.
Big up to everyone, though, by the way, man. I hope everyone's doing well. But Gundo, when the way he's winning as well. He's changing the formula of the team. He's changing the way he wants to play with inverted fullbacks. He's chopping and changing in the teams. He's experimenting. Even though he was experimenting during the season, our fan base was melting down. These guys were panicking. And we said, what did we all say? We said, listen, that's going to sort it out. We're going to have certain players will come in.
Hamza, you sound like the Terminator, man. Like you sound like Cyborg or something. Like you sound like Robo. Your mic, get your internet, get back in, get your internet sorted.
But this is but
Let me write him a message.
This is the thing about Pep that I don't think people actually understand. Where Pep Guardiola would never, ever, right, let Man City lose 7-0. There will be no way. Patrick, I will put money on this. Anything. No way will Pep Guardiola ever let Man City lose 6-3 like Ten Hag or 7-0 at Anfield. Patrick, we've played terrible at Anfield. You know this. Veta, you know this. We all know this. All right? At Anfield, we crumble like a cookie. But have we lost 7-0 there? No. We don't lose 7-0, unlike these morons, okay? Or even take for example, see like Chelsea have. Veta, do we go 12th?
No.
Veta, do we go 12th? Exactly.
No.
And why?
The large part is we're with regards to a manager, with regards to a club, we won't let that standard happen. I also want to say this: our fan base would be supportive instead of like dismissing a season. We'd still encourage the boys to continue on. So it wouldn't happen here.
Exactly. We don't finish 12th. We don't lose 7-0 at Anfield. We don't sign players like, Darwin Núñez and start comparing him to Erling Haaland, who actually proved himself. See, this is the thing I don't think people get. When Pep signed Haaland, people say, oh, he's not a Pep player. Guys, do you not really think to yourself, the guy was thinking like 3 seasons beforehand, okay, if I had a guy like Haaland, I'll probably start doing this, and this. No, they just think, oh my God, he's not a David Villa physique type, therefore it's not going to work out. No, this guy plans everything.
You know what I'm realizing? Sorry to cut you. You know what I'm also realizing? Because getting a chance to come across some of the YouTube channels, getting a chance to listen on some of the Twitter spaces, more often than not, these rivals are talking out loud to convince themselves. They're saying Haaland's not a Pep player because they're trying to convince others to be like, let me say this enough so they kind of agree and maybe we can believe it. Because you're not going to judge Pep as the manager he was at Barcelona. Why would you judge any of us 10 years ago? You know what I mean? We all evolve, we get better, we realize our mistakes and we improve. Like that's Pep. Maybe Pep didn't want a player like that, or again, we can't even say that he was that player because.
Wait, what happened?
I think he cut off. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next one. It's like, okay, so basically, let me just see a few comments before we move on. Sorry guys, there's a lot of comments, so we'll just be picking it. Yeah, we'll be just be.
Jerry says, for real, City only needs to sell 3 to 5 academy players to total 40 million every season, and that 40 million is enough to fund all. Yeah, the wages, absolutely. Yeah. Right. Kineko says, where was accounting the money Pep spent in the first year? That's every transfer window. That's every debate. Robert, close and fans, stop blaming City and do better at your club.
Exactly.
Just hold your people accountable. Iota says, but they don't want to question their club. Yes, hold them accountable.
They never do. No,
because the reality is that the managers are relying on you guys to point fingers at everybody else. Hold them accountable.
Yeah, stop pointing at other clubs. Go ahead. Yeah.
Before Newcastle got the takeover, not one complained about them because they weren't competitive. Now they have new owners. They want. Oh, you went already. Yeah, he speaks facts, but sometimes he says.
Oh, he does.
Right. City spent smartly on the radically. Before Haaland, City had only one world-class player. Anyone could have bought Silva, Edison, Walker, Diaz, Alvarez, Rodri, etc., but they didn't have. Exactly. Unfortunately, there aren't too many league honor around these days. Carry on, Patrick. I'm reading. Jesus had weak mentality. Come crying.
You guys. You know what? Let me speak on that weak mentality. I think I'm just gonna be simple here. So we move on to the treble thing where people are crying that the treble means nothing.
Oh yeah.
I think the reason why some of these players were taken out is mentality. When it comes time for them to step up, they never stepped up. I can never imagine. Look, Jesus, at the end of the day, I know you're an emotional guy. You love your mom. I respect that. But I think I can never imagine Haaland going to cry to his dad. I think there had to be a shift of mentality. Even if you look at Diaz, man, I cannot imagine Diaz going to cry for what I think that's the mentality Pep, I think, say bringing into the team. Because if you talked about in the past, we used to talk about mentality and people say it's never mentality. It was mentality.
Yep.
This team sometimes in the Champions League, they were so close, but their mentality
Crumbled.
just brought them down, and they started crying before the 70th minute. So I just think like the shift in mentality, going to somebody like Haaland, who's just tough as stones. People try to break him, he doesn't care. People try to do this, all he does is stand up. Like you just had to have a shift of mentality. City were a big club before Pep. Yeah,
Okay. You know what? Big up to everyone. Can you guys hear me now? Is it
yeah,
clear?
we can hear you now,
Yeah,
loud and
yeah.
clear now.
Big up everyone, man. I hope everyone's
You
doing
sound
well.
you
It's been a
sound
long
human
time.
now.
Yeah, thank God, man. It's just, I don't know what happened, but look, Martin, with that comment, yeah, I'll be real. You know, we're close, we're brothers in that. Obviously, everyone has disagreements, and we discuss about it, and you know, we on family. I'll be real, yeah. The way I see it,
Is Robocop gone again?
No, I think he'll be back.
Yeah, he's gone.
they
Yeah.
haven't dominated England as much, which is fair enough. I'll give you that one, yeah. Because we're dominating England so much, I think we have to do a bit more than that as well. I think the Champions League is important as well. Because, you know, teams like Bayern, teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona.
Should we go into the trouble thing now?
Yeah. We're gonna man, Hamza, your thing has gone bad again. Okay, cool guys. We'll read more comments in a few minutes. All I can say is I know, Martin, you're saying City were a big club before Pep, but as I think Pablo, what he's trying to say is the domination that's happening right now was never there before Pep. There was no such a domination.
No.
I think the status of the club has moved. Let's be honest. It's no longer the same City for Main Road. I think the status of the club is higher now. Even after the treble, it's just moved from right now. City are sitting at the same table as Madrid, AC Milan, and those other clubs like Chelsea, Liverpool. Obviously, we don't have the same UCLs, but right now we're sitting at a higher table. So I get what you mean, but I think right now the status of City is actually higher because when Pep came, he's actually made it that way. Anyway,
Yep.
I'm gonna start with you, Carl, on the speech points. So people keep tweeting, which makes me laugh. They keep tweeting. I repeat, they keep tweeting. Oh, nobody cares about the City treble. If you are tweeting it about it every day, if you don't care, why do you bother tweet? Because if I don't care about something, I don't bother.
Patrick, I mean, the reality of those kind of comments is we don't care. We don't care. You know what? You don't care. We want to keep. We want to win every treble for the next 10 years. Let's see where you end up at. That's a period. I don't watch football or get joy from football because of some rival fan. I get joy because my team is winning. And even if they don't win, they sure try to win and do the band, play good football. In the year that we didn't win, we won the Carabao Cup. I remember when in Khaldoon's interview, he said, "Oh, congratulations on top four." He said, "Don't congratulate me on top four. Don't congratulate me on top four. I don't want to hear you shake my hand on top four." How can you say that you don't care about winning? What are we talking about here? What is this? Even my 7-year-old's academy team, they want to win. They want to win.
Facts.
They want to win. 7-year-olds want to win. Every pickup game, they want to win.
Oh, Gundo, man. There's something I want to tell. You know what it is?
These guys,
Hamza, I need to tell this.
Let me give you some insight, right? I'm fortunate to be to coach at academy here in the USA, right?
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm interested.
Patrick, I shared with you.
Let him share it. I like this.
Patrick, I shared with you the email I sent to my team, right?
Yeah, I did. I read it. Very, very good.
Patrick, how many goals did we score in 20 games? How many goals did we score in 20 games?
You scored a lot of goals.
We scored 91 goals in 20 games.
How many? 91.
91.
91 goals
the most goals in the team. What position?
So they scored 91 goals in 20 games. That's a 4.5 goals per game. We conceded. They only conceded 8 goals in 20 games. That's a 0.4 goals per game.
Bro, you have 11 Haalands.
And you play 20 games. And,
how many goals did we win?
and they lost none and they tied none.
Okay. So,
Wow.
so when you talk about winning, it's not just in Manchester. These guys are hungry. They're animals. From the U6 to the U10. Why do you think in Manchester all the academy guys won the league? Yeah, back to back to back.
Yep.
You think it's by accident? Or let me guess,
No.
City spent money on the academy, so we took all the best players, and Pep is also a clone to coach under 18s, under 10s, under 23s, right? Somehow we did that. Or Pep is in the USA coaching these kids who are U7, U10 as well to win games. No, because there's a system in place. There's a hunger, a desire that permeates throughout the whole CFG group. That's why.
They don't know about that. All they do is cry. That's all they do
No, but
is cry.
Patrick, this I actually want to speak on this as well on the club level about City's treble means nothing. Like they like, isn't it funny that when City win the treble, they start to bring up Barcelona 2009 as if our manager didn't win it. Like our manager won that treble. Like, dude, you're making a bet for Pep. I've heard people say, "Oh, this treble does more for Pep than Man City." Guys, are you crazy? Do you guys know what type of pull we have now? If Mbappe leaves PSG this summer and Man City says, "Yo, Mbappe, I'm just saying, come to Manchester," we have that pull. We're not some joke club anymore, guys. It's also poetic. I've said this to you. I mean, pitch points. You know, I told you this before. Isn't it poetic that 10 years past United's last major trophy win, we do the treble? This for me is just. It's beautiful because, guys, I'm sorry, United fans especially, they can keep saying we don't care, we don't care. At some point, you're gonna have to see, we're gonna have the same amount of trophies as you guys, and then I want to hear what they're gonna say. They even start saying, Sir Alex Ferguson didn't have a whole country behind him. My guy, the guy was the biggest spender for 20 years. What do you mean? Like, guys, we win. The reason City win is because there's a culture of winning. It's like Patrick. It's like the Last Dance documentary. In the Chicago Bulls, when Michael Jordan was there, his mentality and desire to win, what did he do, Patrick? It permeates throughout the entire organization. And what ends up happening? They not one three-peat. Patrick, they did two. Patrick, the guy took a break in between to do baseball.
Yeah, and you know what? They say that when he left, there was a bit of a gap. I want to answer this. Pep is the god to me, but that doesn't mean his player management is perfect. We should be more
absolutely right, Marvin.
Right now.
But Marvin, you are absolutely correct, right? This is why in the Champions League final, the first one against Chelsea, we saw there the yin and the yang, the evil side, right? The evil genius side, right? The guy who is unsure, who's not quite sure, who does stupid stuff once in a while, doesn't play CDM, we lose game 1-0. The same guy did the same thing against Real Madrid for Bayern Munich, where he changes his system to a 4-2-4, gets slapped by Bayern Munich, goes out in the semi-final.
Yep.
Right? With this genius comes those moments of madness. And I wrote about this. It's absolutely normal. This is what we have
100%.
Yeah,
but Gundo, how can they know if their managers aren't geniuses themselves? They wouldn't know this. They don't know this. They don't understand. Guys, we've been through the days where this guy has overthunk against Tottenham. He was overthinking against Lyon. Guys, sometimes as good as Pep is as a manager, and I respect everything, there are times I look at his lineups or even his substitution. I'm like, wait, why did he make no subs this game? Yeah. And then for me, sometimes, as you said, Gundo, you're correct. It's the evil of genius. Sometimes you go too far into the abyss where you basically don't even know where you're at this point. And for Pep, he realized, okay, I think the Madrid loss did something to him mentally, where he's like, we actually should have outscored them, but we still got knocked out. Why? Because our players crumbled again. When the first goal went against Madrid at the Bernabeu, guys, I'm sorry, but inside of me, I know what the script was. I've read the script too many times. When Rodrigo scored the first goal and it went past Edison like that, I was done for. So it happens. But how can you know if your managers are not even good? Okay, your managers are losing 7-0 at Anfield. Behave yourself.
Okay, cool. So, wait, I'm just sending a link to Martin here. Just sending a link, so you can join. So look, we're gonna move away from the treble and we'll go straight to something else. Klopp So, guys, I'm pretty sure you've been seeing, and this is obviously is not the delusional part. Obviously, with some of the delusion we spoke about it. Uh, Veta, you've been seeing the signings being made by Klopp. Do you think Klopp is cooking? Is he back?
Klopp.
Hmm.
Is he back? You know what? To have had a quad pursuit 2 years ago and not to have really challenged last season, he's burning. He's heated up to have to be on the sidelines watching what Arsenal were doing, watching the fact that he must have been heated. He must have been so heated to watch that. And again, when you're on the sidelines, I think you hear more of what the pundits have to say, right? Like so many were quick to anoint Arteta and look at what Arsenal's doing. And again, they were pursuing that quad. And now what does City do? City win a treble. Man, if he's not motivated, if he's not fired up to go and to try and win this league, I don't know what will. So I think he's gotten the tools or some of the tools that he's going to need. Last season, he went heavy in attack. Gakpo, Nunez, the fact that he got those key players, knowing that Mane was going, I think he strengthened with regards to the attack, and everyone knew that what they were missing was in the midfield. They got McAllister. I think they're looking to get. They got McAllister, and I'm going to butcher his name, but I'm going to say Sabozlai. Sabozlai. So they've got those two, and I don't know. I don't think their business is done, but yeah, he's cooking. He's ready to make sure that it's like, listen, don't forget about me.
They need to get defenders.
I think the thing about Liverpool is what's instrumental for me was what I was looking for. I saw in the game against Arsenal at Anfield, the second half. And Hamza, I talk about this all the time, right? What Klopp did in the second half was that he changed his system. He figured out a way to maximize the best out of Trent by playing Trent as that 6 or 10.
Klopp keeps copying off of Pep. He keeps doing that.
And he's a smart guy. He gets it. When he changed it at 3-2-2-3, all of a sudden, Liverpool got back into the game. They had more balance. They had more structure. They were more possessive. They were more penetrative. And they got 2 goals, almost got a third goal to kill the game off. So Klopp will be back. Klopp is not a fool. He knows what it takes to go toe-to-toe to Guardiola 3 times, 4 times in a row. He knows it. He gets it. That's why you always hear Pep talk about Liverpool. Not so much Arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because not by accident. Not by accident.
Guys, let's not forget. Guys, as good as we were 18-19, these guys were. If John Stones did not do that, they would be, if I'm correct, invincibles and win the quad. Like we're talking about fine margins, in football, and that's crazy to me. But look at the 1920 season, guys. The year that we flopped in the Premier League, these guys got 99 points.
99 points.
99 points. These guys are not jokes, okay? Guys,
listen, brother. I mean, Vader will bear me out witness, right? When I talk to Mr. E or Ariam or all these guys, right?
Yeah. The Liverpool fans.
There's massive respect because they've given me gray hair. They've taken hair off my head. They have, right? And it's not because Carl loves twerks for Liverpool. No, because they've taken hair off my head. When you go 99 points up to 100 points, almost 100 points, right? And then you go 98 points, and 97 points, and 92 points, 1 point shy of one of the best teams ever in the world to play football. You have to give them the respect. Now, on the flip side of that, Arsenal have not done 90-something points. They haven't done 90 points. United haven't done 90 points in done it once in their whole time in the Fergie was 92 points. That's it. Tottenham. So
it's the thing with the Klopp is that the problem with the other teams is, guys, their managers are not capable of even being on the same wavelength as Pep Guardiola's sort of thinking. But Jurgen Klopp, guys, listen, every Batman needs a Joker, okay? For Klopp, for Pep, his nemesis is Klopp. He knows this. Even in Germany, people are saying, Pep had the best team. Yeah, but Klopp used to get at him.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing people don't get. Pep for, I think what he realized about Liverpool is, okay, I may not always beat them in a game. So what I'm going to do is I have to win the others. Guys, in the 2019 season, that run-in for me is the best run-in of all time. The way we won, I think, hold on, please correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we win like 20 games in a row just to clinch that title? That's stupid.
When you think about this, right? I mean, when you look at the Liverpool side that we're playing against, and people are sleeping on Liverpool they're sleeping on Liverpool. I ain't sleeping on Liverpool. Vito will bear me out. When Arsenal were chasing us, Patrick would tell you, right? I wasn't worried one bit about Arsenal. Not one bit. I know them now. We know them very well now. They go crack. They go crack now. Zinchenko, how many times we don't see him crack? Jesus, come on. We know them well now. But Liverpool,
I mean,
if Liverpool are 8 points ahead of you, with all the Valhalla we had in the season last year, and they were 8 points ahead, ain't losing that title.
No, they won't.
And okay, so on that point, since we have got 2 more topics to move on, I want to say something, and you know what? I hope this is the last time we hear this rubbish. What I have noticed is De Bruyne has been getting disrespected, and sometimes it's purposely done where he's brought it into a conversation, and every time they bring De Bruyne in the conversation, for the disrespect to be hype or for them to get support from maybe Barcelona fans, from Madrid fans, they'll bring the Barcelona greats, Madrid greats,
or
greats of somewhere purposely, so that they know that if they bring those names, people will be like, shush, how dare you? It's purposely done. People think we don't know. Guys, I told you, everybody knows how to play this game. I saw that video of people trying to bring in Xavi, Iniesta, trying to bring in Modric. It's a tactic. You know that De Bruyne is eating on the table like those guys, but you know that if you bring him or to that table in a certain way, the people from Barcelona or Madrid will get pissed off and say, how dare you? I'm going to say this, and I have said it before. I even said it on, I think I said it on one of the channels. I said, if De Bruyne wins the Champions League, I said it on, I don't know if it was on a Gauss channel. I said if De Bruyne wins the Champions League, I don't know what else anybody can tell me about Steve Gerrard. As much as I loved Steve Gerrard watching him when he was a player, I said the only thing Steve Gerrard had over De Bruyne was the Champions League. Yes, I'm shameless. De Bruyne was injured. I don't care. He still has the UCL medal. But here it is. Let's come to the table, Steve Gerrard and De Bruyne. How many Premier Leagues did Gerrard bring into that table? Zero.
None.
All he's going to bring is his historical moment in the Premier League is he fell down and then the team lost. Yeah, go ahead. So,
but
what I'm saying is, why do you guys have the nerve to always say, Steve Gerrard can sit at this table with Modric, Iniesta, and these guys? Why De Bruyne cannot sit at that table? Why De Bruyne is bringing a whole cabinet of trophies? Why Gerrard is only being glorified for a moment at Istanbul?
Patrick, it's simple. I mean, you said it perfectly. It's fair. Like, think about this, right, guys? I've always said this. For De Bruyne, number one, I put him as a Premier League midfield GOAT. Like, on a Premier League midfield level, for me, he's the best that I've seen. Like, listen, no midfielder has been this consistent at putting up this amount of numbers year after year, whilst also battling injuries after injuries after injuries, apart from that one season, 2019. And the other thing as well, Patrick, you're correct. They always bring it. It's the same name. It's not even just Xavi. It's Xavi, Iniesta, and Zidane. These 3 names every single time I see. Guys, why do we compare them to his contemporary midfielders nowadays? Why do we compare him to, Toni Kroos? Now, see, that's not a nice discussion, is it? Why do we compare him to Casemiro? Oops, not a nice discussion. They always bring up people of the past. It's like when people try to say, it's like when people always try to just bring up people of the old to dismantle the new. Guys, he's not. See, this comments right. KDB is not finished in his career. He still has a few years left at the top. Scared.
That's exactly right. Playing. He's not done.
If this man wins another Champions League next year,
I think, I don't know about you guys, but I think he's sitting at that table. Guys, I'm sorry he's sitting at that table because the funny thing is, I watch those people.
Patrick,
I'm sorry.
Unfortunately for you, Patrick, see, when you knock on the door, and the door is closed, and then on June 10th you win the Champions League, you have the key. You don't need to knock anymore.
Nope.
The UCL opens the door automatically, and the bright light lets you and says, "Welcome to the club of greatness." De Bruyne is one of the greats.
Can I ask a question? I don't want to. I don't want to be evil. I respect this man, but did Patrick Vieira win the Champions League?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
No.
Anyway, let's move on to this topic because some people are gonna get hurt.
Did Dennis Bergkamp win the Champions League?
No. No, but they bring him to the table. They bring the table. Okay, let's move on to this. This is the last topic. Guys, continue liking the vid. There's a lot of you watching. Continue liking the vid. I know the cooking section is right now. We're eating the last remainders. Veta, when the barbecue is finishing, somebody starts taking a container. Some people have plastic bags. Food in the thing. So I'm gonna start with you, Veta. So apparently now, Rice is better than Rodri, and Rice has the potential.
That's mental illness.
Let me rephrase this.
let him finish.
Let me rephrase this. Let me rephrase this. Apparently now, because not only Arteta is a generational manager, but Arteta is going to take Rice and make him a lone DM. Now, here's a warning to everybody as I'm asking this question. Partey took time at Arsenal. You know why? Because Partey and Rodri were DMs together. Rodri took time at City. You know why? Because Partey and Rodri were partners. And when they came to the Prem, they had to hold alone. Rice, his partner is Phillips. Phillips has cooked over Rice in the Euros. And by the way, guess what? Rice has got a partner. Is it Suchek?
Suchek.
So now, listen to this. They're saying Rice is going to come and become one of the best DMs and will be better than Rod. And this is the same Rice you spent 105. Start Veta. What do you think of this statement?
Okay. This is gonna sizzle. Now listen. Last season, nobody on Arsenal were talking about Rice. Not one of them. Everything they wanted to say was Partey. And they wanted to put him. Could he be first best? Could he be second? It was between him and Rodri. Now all of a sudden, they acquire Rice, and they're forgetting about Partey. They're now putting Rice at the top of this list, and they want to disrespect Rodri. You listen. This is the part that makes me incredibly frustrated, but I'm learning to be a little more calm with it. Arsenal fans, they don't know ball. They don't know ball because they're blinded by their love for their club.
Oh, I thought I don't notice that. I've noticed that very delusional.
It's wild to me. I think if they didn't have their club in mind, they could probably talk some sense. But whenever their team's involved, all the sense is lost. It's gone out the window. Rice, he's quality. He's a quality player. But don't be so silly. Don't be so dumb. Don't be so disrespectful to say that he's better than Rodri.
You think he's worth 105 million?
If he was worth 105 million, City would have spent it. If he was worth it, City would have spent it.
No. Apparently, he rejected us. That's what he's saying.
Patrick. See, this is another thing about the Rice deal. Guys, you know why I'm so happy about this? Why they're talking about Rice being better than Rodri? I actually like this because remember 2 years ago when we bought Grealish for 100 million? Remember when I was defending in space, I was saying, guys, he's gonna fit in Pep's plan. He's gonna come good. No, he's not worth 100 million. He's like, okay. All right, cool. I put the same expectation on Rice now. I expect this guy to intercept, block, and tackle every single thing in the midfield. No excuses. For 105 million, I expect prime Busquets minimum. Because the way that these guys are moving with their club or with the best, guys, pitch points, you can even testify on this. When they're comparing their team to like prime Barcelona team on Twitter.
The way.
Exactly. And then they're saying, oh my God, I will take Rice over prime Busquets.
No, check. No, you didn't go far. They say that their team, Arteta, is cooking more than the 100-point Centurions. That's what I was hearing.
Listen, Patrick, it's okay. This is why I love it. Because, guys, I expect 100 points from Arteta next year. I expect a consecutive away wins record, the most points record, obviously, most goals record, the treble. Forget treble. I expect the quadruple. Guys, they're in not in the Champions League, okay? Listen, I said it on HH's stream. I said, guys, listen. The only thing the Declan Rice thing does against Man City is that they have a great chance in the Community Shield. That's it. I'm not.
If I'm a rival fan, right? If I'm a rival fan, right? Here's my thinking, right? This team that just got 100 points, got 98 points, went to win the treble. I've got the treble now. They have the Champions League. What does that do to their psychology?
12 trophies and more loading.
Hear me out, Patrick, and maybe Treble Father can help me out because he coaches, right? What does that do to their psychology? Now, why does Real Madrid win to Champions League time and time and time. What is the aura about Madrid and the UCL? Because they have a confidence, a je ne sais quoi, that they can do it no matter what happens. Why does City win the Premier League 5 times out of 6 times? Because we know we can get it done. It's there. It's the DNA.
It's the swagger.
the
It's the swagger of the team.
All of a sudden, you win not just the Champions League, but you win the treble. What does that do to the DNA of the mindset of these players who are going to go again this summer? I guarantee you, right? This team will cook again. And now that the monkey's off our back around the Champions League, it's a dangerous proposition to rival fans. Oh, and by the way, in the UCL, there's no Liverpool and Chelsea, by the way.
I don't get this. I don't get this Rice. This Rice hype is a little. It's ridiculous.
Like,
I mean,
look.
Veta, I prefer pasta.
Veta, I'll give you the mic. Then I'll give it to Treble Father. Veta, the thing is this. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was interested a bit, but to be honest with you, my desire for rice was just. Oh, apart from the fact that I like eating it, I can't eat it much anymore these days because of the gym. But my desire for rice was sort of to dunk on Liverpool fans or on Arsenal fans. It was just me being petty. But at the end of the day, Rodri gets so much disrespect for the fact that even FIFA and other of like FIFA and them were putting Casemiro over Rodri. Rodri, this guy who has been voted as the best midfielder in the world right now, and he scored the UCL goal. He was the man of the match in that UCL. My God, Rice will become good. But I gave a warning to everybody. When Partey came to Arsenal, do you know why he struggled? His partner was Rodri. When Rodri came to City, do you know why he struggled? His partner was Partey. He was playing in a double pivot. In England, Rice plays next to Phillips. Phillips was even looked better than Rice sometimes. And also, Rice plays with Suchek at West Ham, double pivot. Now you're asking him to be the one carrying.
I think I'm smarter than that. He's not going to play Rice as a single 6, man. He'll get
He's
killed.
not. I don't think
he can't do that.
And you know what? They even lost Xhaka. They think losing Xhaka will be easy. Anyway, Treble Father, we're talking about Rice. And another thing I want to say before I give it to Treble Father, Rice right now for 105 million. Just watch what every midfielder costs. Do you see Brighton now? The price has changed. They don't no longer want 85 for Casado. They want it to reach to 100. Everybody will judge on Rice because let me be honest with you, as good Rice is, and I appreciate him, I think he'll be something in the future. Please don't disrespect Rodri over the Arsenal fans. Please don't disrespect Rodri just for you to be happy with Rice. Anyway, I think we've lost Trevor Father. He says he's having issues with
why is it? But Patrick, why is it always that our players? See, this is the thing I don't even get. When we win big, it's always notice how they like to do this collectivist mindset of, oh, well, it's just the Man City team that no, individually we have to give them respect as well. I'm gonna respect Rodri because, guys, in the history books, this man is the guy that delivered the Champions League. But no, we can't do that because the Man City are a collective unit. No, it's not. Like the individuals are still good individually as well. It's just that they listen to the damn manager. Unlike Jesus, who's like, listen, I love my mom too, but you gotta step up as a man. You gotta realize that life is tough. Life is tough. Keep your head down and keep working. But instead, what he wants to do is complain and cry. He goes to Arsenal. You're the lead guy. You get injured for 3 months. You come back and you bottle the league. Come on now. Like,
yeah, and you know what you've said? Let me touch upon that before we close. Do you know sentiment? Do you know what happened to sentiment? Look at Klopp for being sentimental to people like Firmino, who he had to move on. People like Henderson, who he had to move on. Milner, who he had to move on. Look at what sentiment does. Sometimes I get it. Like, look, I feel sorry for Jesus, and I loved Jesus. I actually have a Jesus jersey, to be honest.
I do too. Same.
Yeah, quite funny enough, Raheem, Jesus, everybody who left, I have that jersey. It's just sentiment sometimes for a manager. I have been dropped before. I was dropped when I injured my leg, and they never called me again. And that's how I started eating and got stressed. It's life, though. In football, they'll tell kids it's done. They want it is what it is. Look, Treble Father's just joined us.
I mean, Patrick. Just one quick thing. Think about Rodri against Chelsea. Rodri was brought in to be the CDM. UCL final 2021, he doesn't get on the field of play. Does Rodri cry? No. Rodri gets better because he has a winning mentality. Rodri becomes the one who scores the goal in the final of the UCL, perhaps the second biggest game of our entire history.
Wait, did John Stones also not have a difficult time where people wanted him gone?
Exactly.
Kyle Walker was dropped for the final. Is he crying? No. Nathan Ake couldn't get a game at one point. Is he crying? No. Phil Foden, Philip Walter Foden, Mancunian through and through, blue blood, right? How many games does he play? Is he crying? No. He's balling. Julian Alvarez, World Cup winner. Speak clear. Treble
World
father.
Cup winner.
Martin's
Alvarez,
best
World
friend,
Cup
Julian
winner.
Alvarez.
Huh? Doesn't play a single minute of the UCL final. Okay? And yet this guy is running off to Arsenal complaining about, oh, I'm crying to my mom because I wasn't played by Guardiola because he played a false nine with Zinchenko. What are we talking? What is going on nowadays, Trevor Father?
Can I mention? Can I
I'm
mention
not a
one
dinosaur now. Something wrong with me.
Can
Have
I mention one more?
Trevor Father?
What about treble winner Sergio Gomez? Why does everybody hate Sergio Gomez? Come on, guys.
Patrick,
No, but Patrick, on a serious note, Martin, seriously, right? Maybe I've become too old and too stale. But explain to us how this can happen. How can you go on TV and make these kind of statements after all you've done, all you've experienced?
Ungrateful. We're stunning the same thing.
It's just, I think it's just footballers of today. I mean, that's just the way the mentality.
Martin, you hit it on the spot. I think footballers of today, its mentality is different. Because back in the days, as I said, you used to get dropped, and you were told you were dropped.
The thing is, it's great we had the mentality, but you go back to January. Pep was talking about people's attitudes in training and bottom lips were out, and Kyle Walker was one of them. Kyle Walker then,
De Bruyne was dropped.
I think with footballers, while they're playing, they're happy. Don't play them, they all have a bitch and a moan. That's just human nature with them. For me, that's just the way they are. You'll hear about it when players leave City in a year, 2 years. 10 months down the line, all the stories will come out. Sterling will come out with a story in a year. It's the way it does. They always do it later on. I don't know why. Or they want to make some money and do an autobiography. It's a very weird. It's a weird thing. Like I said, for me, as long as they're playing, it's like when I coached. While they were playing, they were happy. As soon as they weren't playing, bottom lip went out. It was like they don't see it as a team game. Some do. Nathan Ake, give him credit for that. There's been many. Akanji's had a stint. He's come back stronger through a difficult spell.
Diaz was dropped after incredible season, but he just sat on the bench.
Diaz was having a whinge in January. Pulled it around, turned it around and changed his attitude. And I think that's what they've got to do. Sometimes you've got to have that long, hard look in the mirror. You've got to have that long, hard look in the mirror and say, do I want to do this? Do I want to do it? If you don't want to do it, get off the train. See you later. It's not for you. Going back to your KDB thing, listen, City players will never get the respect they deserve. Yeah. We never will.
Aguero never did. I remember when people were used to rank and never put Aguero.
David Silva, some say greatest ever in a blue shirt. 10 years, how many times did he make team of the season?
Not much.
Was it once, twice? And he was pulling assists up, goals. They were calling him a genius. And he was getting no recognition. Bernardo Silva said it, I think, 18 months ago. City will never get the credit of anything they ever do. It's just the way it is. I suppose now a lot of rivals are coming to the situation if you can't beat them, join them.
Well, what do you think about that, Martin? This is why I think, Martin, I've heard you and Carl and Veta, I think, say this many times, that sometimes we just have to be football fans. Let's not be lawyers, accountants, you know what I mean? Because I have seen there's a rival fan, he actually wore a suit. What that guy, I don't remember his name is. I sat there, I was at work, I was like, come on, take it easy. And he started doing the charges, breaking them down in parts. I was like, this is where you get embarrassed, because none of us are lawyers. We are all football fans. We're here to watch football. People think that if they get money from Qatar, Martin, all of a sudden they'll be City. No, look at PSG. Look at PSG.
Look at Everton. Everton spent what 550 million.
Yeah.
And look at the mess they're in. This is why I say to Newcastle, don't think because you've joined the Rich Brigade that now immediately thinks you're coming in to win titles year in, year out. It doesn't work that way anymore. You know, City were fortunate. If you look back to the financial situation within football back then, it was very different. When we got taken over, there was no FFP. We know why FFP was introduced, but obviously that's not what was said why it was introduced, but we all know why it was introduced. The drawbridge went up when City got, and City have built on that now for 10 years. So the thing is, every club's got huge amounts of money. That's why look at Aston Villa have got a billionaire owner. This
owner everybody spends. That's a terrible excuse.
Brighton has got a potload of money. Joe Lewis at Tottenham, he just chooses to not spend his money, but he's got a £400 million yacht. You know, it's a lazy argument. It's a lazy argument. And this is the problem. Our players, our manager, our backroom staff, our medical staff, our scouting network will never get the credit they all bloody deserve. Listen, here's another thing. Why are all our coaches, assistant coaches, being poached by other clubs to go on and become managers?
Speak on it.
Not because they don't know what they're doing.
Same way our academy players keep getting taken.
Yeah.
People are fighting over Lavia. People are fighting over Lavia.
They were fighting over James Trafford. There was a queue of clubs after Trafford. So, you know, he's now England under 21. He's going to be England. He's going to be the future England goalkeeper. In my estimation, it's a lazy argument. At least some United fans are now waking up and going, do you know what? We want the Qatari money now. Thanks very much. We'll take it and go with it. Yeah. Because without it, they'll go nowhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, can we also say this? I also think this is an easy cop out, though, Martin, because you know why I'm saying that? It's because, think about it, that money has been spent, though, at United. United have spent a lot of money, too. So it's also about planning.
If you look what United are doing this, I think, believe it or not, you're going to be shocked, because I think what United are doing this summer is quite clever. Because they're coming away from the superstars. They're coming away from Instagram signings. What Ten Hag's doing is he's looking at what that team fully needs. Now, Mason Mount, I think I heard someone say it might have been Terra. And you know what? When he was speaking with Steve, and it was spot on what he said, Mason Mount on his own is not a great signing. Put Mason Mount with that guy from Fiorentina, then you've got a nice midfield with Casemiro and Eriksen as backup. So it depends. If United want to go down that road, fine, because now the manager's getting players he wants. He's not been given presents of here's Ronaldo, here's this, here's that. That's the way. I think what Liverpool are doing is very, very underrated at the moment. People are.
It's smart. We talk about it. That is club cooking. I'm scared.
Yeah, I think that's a Bosley. I think he's a cracking player. And I wouldn't mind him at Sir McAllister. You know, they're going for 35 million. Plus, to be clever was the Bosley because they actually went and got a loan for him. Because it was a release clause, what they said was, well, what we'll do is instead of giving you the 60 million up front, we'll go and get a loan for 60 million and just pay that over 5 years. So they're still doing it over amortization. They've just done it kind of backwards a little bit. Because that was in the Liverpool Echo.
Yeah, so do you think do you think this is why
that's sorry, Martin, that's just crazy because
frees up more money for him.
Yeah, but Sheikh Mansour would never do that kind of stuff, right? I mean,
I'll tell you what, I bet it goes on a lot more than what we think.
Well, here's the context, right? I mean, if Liverpool, when FSG bought Liverpool for 300 million, right? Current valuation for Liverpool right now is probably 3 billion. Looking at the Chelsea valuation, right? Right? If Liverpool raised equity, sold 10% of that or 5% of that to an investor, they raise 300 million and still have 2.7 billion left in equity upside in the club. Why are you borrowing 60 million in debt?
It's because of the FFP new year came in, didn't it? Did you notice they did it on the 30th of June? Then the new kicks in on the 1st. So it's where they can place the books. It basically means now Liverpool can now go and spend 200 million technically this summer and not get in trouble for it. It's a clever way, really. And if you notice, a lot of deals got done.
Imagine if we did that. Imagine if we did that.
Oh, yeah, if we did that, we'd get labelled.
Yeah,
But the problem is, if you notice, a lot of deals got done 30th of June.
Well, because
Chelsea got all their players out 30th of June.
It's end of year.
Is that
End of
why?
year.
The fiscal year.
It's end of year.
I think, does it kick in 7th? Is it tomorrow? Fuller?
So for example, the Kovacic money doesn't kick in for this year.
Yeah.
But wait. Look, I know I said I don't want to, like, I haven't met you guys for a long time, and I'm very happy to see all of you. And I know I was about to cut this, but I still want to hear Veta. Veta, you might be going, so I'll hear from you first, and I'll hear from the treble father, then Carl. Guys, I have been watching this guy. Obviously, I knew what he was. Do you guys know that if we succeed and secure the signing of Josko, is it Josko Vadio? What do you think? Do you know this will be like? I know it's like in FIFA where we say it's a bit unfair. It would be very unfair if Diaz is fit and him and Stones are in a back three. I don't know where you're going. I don't know where you're going to unlock it. And the thing about this Vadio guy is he carries the ball, Martin, beautifully. It's like it's Laporte but faster and stronger.
I've got a. I'm gonna talk. I was gonna talk about it on the show, but I'll say it now. I've got a feeling he might not even play centre back sometimes.
He's left back.
I've got a feeling
you don't think he's going to put.
He may invert in certain games.
He's capable.
Capable of doing it.
Yeah, he's capable.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
No, you're spilling the beans. You're spilling the beans on us being symmetrical on whether we want to invert on the right side or invert on the left side.
It's not even that alone. I think what Martin is talking about here is what I think Pep may end up doing next season, which is, you know how we used to have to like to pass the ball into the half space, right? Through passing, through Silva and all these guys with Stones. What we're noticing that he's looking for people who can actually carry the ball into the half space, who he can't dispossess. Kovacic, you can't get the ball off him. He wins.
Maybe that's why he wanted Maguire.
Right, Vadio, he can carry the ball. He's strong on the ball. He can carry the ball. Stones did it last season. He's able to carry the ball into those half spaces and give the ball to the front three.
And Diaz has improved.
Right, so all of a sudden you have Guardiola who's able to do that supremely. That's one of his assets. His ability to carry the ball into the half space. Then you have Rodri, and you have Stones, and you have Kovacic.
You got to remember, Declan Rice was not going to come and play CDM.
Wait. You mean coming to City? He wasn't going to play CDM.
Yeah, coming to City,
right.
He wasn't going to play CDM. So there's a way around it. There's all different. You got to remember. When Pep doesn't get the answer, he'll change the question. He's very good at doing that.
You're throwing metaphors, Triple Pan. I've been mentioning a long time. Is this what we're doing, Martin? Is this what we're doing in the new season?
This is new Martin. Yeah, this is new Martin.
Pep doesn't get what he wants, he'll change it all.
Like
I said, we've said 1,000 times, the guy's a mad scientist. He will sit there. This guy, even when he's on holiday, will have thought football 24/7.
Of course.
I'm still trying to meet up with Pep.
Do you think Pep's not stupid? He's going, Liverpool are doing this. Arsenal are doing that. United are going to do this. Newcastle are going to get Tonali and whoever else. Chelsea are going to come back. He's sat there going, right, how can I?
I've got to drop. So I'll say this before I go, and then I'll continue listening, Patrick. But once you know that Klopp has caught on to what Pep's doing, Pep now has to think of, here's what's next. Like, that's where he's going to be. Pep's like, okay, Klopp, you're now going to do the inverted thing with Trent. I'm going to be on to the next. So I'm going to drop off, continue to listen. Great show, guys. Good to be back, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot because mine was only a flying visit.
Yeah, okay, guys, before these guys leave, can you make sure, guys, I beg of you, go and subscribe to Veda Games on his channel. Subscribe to Veda Games, very good channel, entertaining, and very, 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 very different from many. As he said, best kept secret on YouTube. And always, guys, both of these channels, same as Martin. He's about to go on a show right now. So I'm going to cut this show. All of you, just take yourselves and fly over. Martin, do you want to put your link in the comments? your link for your show in the comments so that people can just fly over to your show. Yeah, so just fly over to, but we'll give Martin time as he's trying to get the treble out of the way. He's got too many treble trophies out of him. So let's fly over to his channel, guys. Very good channel. Unfortunately for me, I have to start cooking now. I can't be eating.
I'm gonna stick a link in for everyone now.
Yeah, grand.
I do want to come on because it's a 2-part show. One's on a little bit, which may annoy some, but I know it's the way it is. It's about Bernardo Silva and how he's he's the linchpin for our whole summer now. He's the domino.
Can I say something? Yeah, right though. Bernardo Silva right now he's
basically the domino. This is what we're talking about. He's the domino.
Yeah.
Because I got told again, his contract's been on the table for 15 months.
You know the good thing about this is every
15 months.
No way, 15 months on the table.
15 months they got a contract on the table for him.
Which I've said from day one. You know, Bernardo's end game is not to leave the club. It's to see off his contract and go on a free.
Yeah, City aren't going to do that, though, Cal.
You know,
told that so they're not going to allow that.
For me, Bernardo's worth all the pain, all the turmoil, whatever it takes. Let him stay. That goal in that final does not happen unless Bernardo Silva's on the field.
Oh no, I agree with you. I think the problem is the club want to look at bringing somebody else in, but they can't at the moment.
There's nobody like this guy. There's just no one like him, Martin. This is
but let me correct you though. We did say there's nobody like David Silva. Then walks in Bernardo.
No, but that's what I mean. He'll change again. There's nobody out there like Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, then somebody.
So he'll change it again.
Nobody out there like Gundogan, guys. I think we find somebody.
There's nobody out there like Pep Guardiola. Bottom line, that's it.
Exactly. So the thing is, and we're also going to talk about Community Shield and boycotting the games because obviously there's a massive boycott going to happen for the Community Shield. And where the current standing is and blah blah blah. But we'll see.
Okay, guys. Anyway, so guys, the link is in the comments. Go to Martin's channel right now, guys. You can continue watching the blue goodness. We're family here, so we throw each other links. There's no point of we don't do competitive stuff here. We throw each other links. You go on. It's City. It's the same thing. We're all City. So when you're done here, you have to continue listening, guys. Jump over to Martin's channel, subscribe, guys, and like the video here, guys. And also subscribe to Pitch Points. Right now, we're live on Pitch Points and True City Fan. Guys, I appreciate it, Martin. It was lovely to see you. I'm going to watch you as I try
to make hairstyle. Have you gone Romeo Lavia hairstyle yet?
Everybody was saying that.
That's what he's done.
Has he done Lavia? Are you trying to do Adebayo? Which one you doing?
No, Lavia, my son. My son cannot come back to City, so I have to represent him. Do you know what? I'm gonna say this for the last time. I remember when I said this boy is talented and rival fans were like, "Stop!"
On that note, I'm leaving.
Yeah, yeah. Martin knows about me and this boy. Now everybody's fighting for him. It's a beautiful moment. Do you know who's next, Carl? I want Idozi to come back in the picture. Wherever Idozi is, keep hustling, brother. So, Carl, that's the show, man. We went over the show, but it was amazing. It was amazing. Well, anyway, guys. Appreciate it. Say code hairstyle, Patrick. Thank you very much, guys. I apologize for not reading your comments. There were so many comments, but we're trying to get the show on. Fantastic Source says, give Silva time or give him time. They can't afford him. That is true. A lot of people can afford it. There's no one out there like Gomez. There's no. You see these guys, Carl. These guys are Bernardo Silva is. You know what, though, Carl? Before we leave. Are you impressed with what Gomez is doing as a left wing and right wing on number 10?
He's killing it in the U21 Euros. I mean, let's see what happens Saturday against an English against England.
Yeah, we'll see. You see, even Palmer school. Guys, thank you very much. Appreciate it. That's the video, guys. For those guys who are gonna watch this late, keep watching this. The next video we'll do is unless there's a transfer that has worked. If there's no transfer that has worked, me and Carl don't do like wasting our time with rumors, isn't it, Carl? We don't come here and promise people for stuff unless we find something. Patrick is low key copying my hairstyle, though. I know clinical. I know. Great show. Always picking facts. Thank you very much, guys. Bernard is our Lord and Savior. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Enjoy your weekend, guys.